The boy didn't notice the cold at first. He was too focused on his dad's face, on the strange look in his eyes, the way he wouldn't hold his gaze for more than a second. Something felt wrong, but the boy didn't want to believe it. "Just stay here for a moment," his dad said. His voice tried to sound calm, but it trembled, like he was forcing each word out. The boy nodded. He trusted him. He always did. His dad placed a hand on his shoulder, then took it back quickly, almost as if the touch hurt. "I'll be right back," he whispered. And then he walked away. Fast. Too fast. The boy watched him go, waiting for him to turn around, wave, smile, anything. But the man kept moving, shoulders stiff, steps quick, never looking back. The boy wanted to call out, but something in his dad's face had scared him into silence. He sat on the bench like he was told, repeating the words in his head. Just a moment. Just a moment. Minutes passed. Then more. The sky dimmed until it was swallowed by night. People rushed by, heading home, laughing, talking, living their lives. None of them noticed the small figure sitting alone, hands tucked close to his chest, breath shaky. The air grew colder, sharper, heavier. A bus rolled up. Doors opened. The boy lifted his head, hope rising like a spark. Maybe his dad was on it. Maybe he went somewhere quick and was now coming back. But when the doors closed again, his dad wasn't there. The bus left. Silence settled. The boy tried to stay strong. He counted the minutes in his head, like a game. He smiled to himself and whispered, "He's coming back." He promised. But the smile didn't last long. An hour passed. Then another. The world around him became a blur of rushing footsteps and fading voices. Shadows grew longer. The bench felt harder. His legs stung. His heart hurt the most. Fear slowly crept in, like a cold hand gripping his chest. Maybe Dad is stuck somewhere. Maybe he got lost. Maybe he's running back right now. But with each minute that crawled by, a new thought slipped in, one he didn't want to feel. Did he forget me? He shook his head fast. That couldn't be true. His dad always said he loved him. Even when things were rough, even when his dad got angry, he still said those words. But now another question whispered inside him, quiet but sharp. Did I do something wrong? His throat tightened. He blinked fast, trying not to cry. He didn't want tears. Tears would make it real. Tears would mean something bad had happened. He kept staring at the direction where his dad had disappeared. He kept waiting. He kept hoping. But deep inside, far beneath the hopeful thoughts, something dark began to grow. A feeling he didn't want to name. A painful truth he wasn't ready to face. He might be alone. Truly alone. The boy tried to stand. His legs trembled. His balance slipped. He fell hard, a sharp gasp breaking from his lips. For a moment, he stayed on the ground, feeling the sting of cold and the sting of something deeper, something he didn't know how to name. A car glided to a stop nearby. It wasn't loud or flashy. It just moved with quiet power, like it belonged to someone who didn't need to prove anything. The door opened, and a tall man stepped out. He had a calm face, the kind that didn't show fear or confusion. But something about him felt heavy, as if he carried a life full of secrets behind that quiet expression. He walked toward the boy and knelt down. "Are you hurt?" he asked, voice low and steady. The boy shook his head, even though he felt pain everywhere. He didn't want to seem weak. He didn't want to be trouble. The man offered his hand gently. "Let me help you up." The boy hesitated, then placed his small hand in the man's. The grip was warm and careful, the kind of touch that told him he wasn't in danger. When the boy stood again, the man studied him, not with judgment, but with slow, thoughtful concern. "What are you doing out here alone?" he asked. The boy looked down. His voice came out as a whisper. "I'm waiting for my dad." "And where is he?" the man asked, softer this time. The boy swallowed hard. I don't know." For a second, everything went still. The man's eyes changed. Not wider, not brighter, but deeper, like he saw something familiar in the boy's pain. A memory he wished he could forget. A wound he never healed. He let out a slow breath and looked around, scanning the empty street. His jaw tightened. "You shouldn't stay here," he said quietly. The boy took a small step back. "I'm supposed to wait. He said he'd come back." The man knelt again, lowering himself to the boy's height. "Listen to me. You don't have to be scared. I won't take you anywhere you don't want to go. But it's too cold for you to sit out here alone. Let me bring you somewhere safe. Just for now." The boy felt something shift inside him. Fear, hope, confusion all tangled together. But the man's voice felt safe. Safe enough to trust, even for a moment. "Okay," the boy whispered. The man stood and opened the car door. Before helping the boy inside, he glanced across the street. And froze. Someone stood on the far sidewalk, half hidden by shadows. Staring. Not moving. Watching with a strange stillness that made the air feel colder. The man's eyes narrowed. His hand instinctively moved closer to the boy's back, guiding him with quiet urgency. The watcher didn't turn away. Didn't blink. Didn't step back. It felt as if this stranger had been waiting for the boy or the man, or this exact moment. Whatever it was, the man knew one thing. This wasn't a simple rescue. This was the beginning of something far more dangerous. The boy sat in a warm room now, wrapped in a blanket the millionaire had given him. But even with heat around him, he shivered. Not from cold. Something deeper. Something that lived inside his thoughts. The millionaire tried to talk to him gently. "Do you know why your dad left you there?" he asked. The boy shook his head quickly. "He didn't leave me. He just needed time. He always comes back." The man didn't argue. He just nodded, though the look in his eyes said he knew the truth was heavier than the boy could handle. The boy kept defending his dad with quiet, shaky words. "He wouldn't forget me. He loves me. He promised he'd fix everything." Each sentence felt like the boy was trying to convince himself more than the man. The millionaire stood and stepped outside to make a call. His voice was low but sharp, like he was trying to hold something steady inside him. He asked people he trusted to look into the boy's father, his life, his troubles, his last steps before leaving the boy behind. Hours later, the man's contacts sent him information. The kind that made him go still, jaw tight, eyes darker than before. The boy's dad was drowning in trouble, owing money to the wrong people, making risky promises, choosing paths that led only to danger. And now, those people were looking for payment, or revenge. The millionaire closed his eyes for a moment, fighting a wave of anger. He wanted to protect the boy, but he knew the situation was far from simple. As he stepped outside the building to think, a voice whispered from the shadows, "Stay out of this." The man froze. The voice was cold, steady, and too close. He turned, but the speaker was already disappearing into the night. No face. No name. Just a warning that felt like a blade pressed to his spine. The millionaire clenched his fists. Whoever they were, they had been watching. From the bus stop. From across the street. And now here. They wanted him away from the boy. Which meant the boy was in even greater danger than he thought. Later that night, the front door slammed open. The boy's dad stood there. But he didn't look relieved. He didn't look worried. He didn't even look at the boy first. His eyes went straight to the millionaire. "You took him," the dad snapped. "You think you can just steal what's mine?" The boy's heart leaped. "Dad, I knew you'd come." But the dad barely reacted. His face was tight with rage and desperation. "I don't care about your little rescue act," he hissed at the man. "I came for something else." The millionaire went still. "You're not here for your son?" The boy blinked, confused. "Dad, what do you mean?" His father didn't answer. Instead, he stepped closer to the millionaire. "You know what I need. You have it. And you're going to give it to me." The boy stared at him, waiting, hoping, for any sign of love or worry. But then he heard it. The one sentence he was never meant to hear. "I don't have time for a kid right now." The boy felt something inside him break. Softly, quietly, like a small light going out. And in that moment he understood. His dad hadn't come to save him. He had come to use him. The room felt colder the moment the boy heard his father's words. Something inside him cracked, though he tried to hide it by staring at the floor. He didn't want anyone to see the pain spreading through him. The millionaire looked at the dad, eyes steady. You left your son alone in the dark. And now you come back for money. The dad scoffed. You don't know anything about me. Actually, the millionaire said slowly, I do. The boy lifted his head. Something about the millionaire's tone felt strange, like he was about to reveal something that should have stayed buried. I know, the man continued, because you and I come from the same past. The dad froze. For the first time, fear flashed in his eyes. The boy looked between them, confused. What past? The millionaire took a breath. Your dad and I grew up under the same roof. Same town. Same trouble. Same people chasing after us. We both ran from the same pain. The boy blinked. You knew each other? The dad's voice dropped to a growl. He left. He escaped. He got lucky. No, the millionaire replied. I worked. I fought. I refused to let darkness swallow me. You chose a different road. The dad stepped closer, anger rising. Don't you dare judge me. You don't know what I had to do. I know exactly what you did, the man said. And now you want to drag your own son into it. The boy's eyes filled with tears. Dad, is it true? His father didn't answer. His silence was louder than any scream. The millionaire knelt beside the boy. Listen to me. None of this is your fault. Not one piece of it. The dad snapped. Don't talk to him like you care. He's my kid. The millionaire stood. Then act like he matters. A heavy stillness filled the room. Two men. One broken. One determined. And a boy caught between them. The millionaire knew he had to choose. He could step away, pretend none of this involved him, leave the boy to whatever waited around the corner. It would be the easier path, the safer one. Or he could stay. He could fight for a child who wasn't his but felt like someone he was meant to protect. He looked at the boy's trembling hands and made his decision. I'm not walking away, he said. The dad's face twisted with rage. You think you can be his hero? You think you can replace me? No, the millionaire said quietly. But I can be there for him. And you weren't. The dad lunged, but the boy stepped between them, tears running down his cheeks. Stop, he cried. I don't want fighting. I just want someone who won't leave me. The dad stared at him, really stared, and for a moment, something soft flickered in his eyes, but it vanished just as quickly. I can't do this, he muttered. Then he turned, pushed through the door, and disappeared into the night, choosing himself once again. The boy collapsed into the millionaire's arms, sobbing. Why doesn't he want me? The man held him gently. He's lost. But you don't have to be. The boy looked up at him, searching his face for truth. Will you stay? The millionaire nodded. I will. As long as you want me to. In that moment, the real villain was clear. So was the real hero. And for the first time in his life, the boy felt hope. Quiet, fragile, but real. A second chance had found him. And this time, it wasn't going to walk away.